Dude, all I'm saying is once I can turn my neck, this company's about to go crazy. Welcome to the Athletic Aesthetic Podcast. We're back with a banger of an episode, and I can't even look to my right.
Well,
What's up, Trey?
I'm hoping that Vinnie can make it through this and he does not cry because it looks painful.
Dude, I woke up with the worst. Well, I didn't wake up. It was before bed last night, dude. Okay, so it's been probably for 2 weeks now. I've been feeling this coming on. About 2 years ago, I genuinely had this exact same thing happen to me out of nowhere. And it was on the same weekend, like Memorial Day weekend. We were opening up my grandparents' pool and everybody's hanging out. And I stood up in the chair and I went to give my sister a hug like she was leaving or something. And I stood up and went, something popped or it just felt weird. And then, it was super weird, but I was like, I'll be all right. I must have just been sitting weird in that chair or something. But that pain lasted a month and a half, and it genuinely ruined my summer. That was the summer I was working downtown in the art studio. And so I would be biking downtown to save money on parking. And dude, biking across that bridge, I'd be trying to look over my shoulder. I couldn't look, couldn't turn my head.
You was about to crash out.
It was genuinely for a month and a half where it was excruciating pain. Went away. Last year didn't happen, which is weird. But then all of a sudden, here we are again 2 years later to the date, to the same weekend. I can't move my head. So we're going to try to get through this one.
Good luck, Chuck. I wish the best for you because I ain't going to lie. I do not want nothing to do with that.
Dude, it's rough, painful. Dude. I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, chalk it up to getting old. I'm like, dude, maybe. But also.
You made me want to work out.
I just feel like this is. Okay, I also had a really stressful weekend. Can I tell you the story? I know we briefly told you, but.
Yeah, let's talk about the story again.
So.
Take us to the full story, though. Be descriptive. Very descriptive. Take us from step by step.
Yeah, I mean. Well, I'm still obviously processing the trauma, but I think through my back. But, dude, seriously, I had a moment where I thought I was going to have to fight for my family.
Talk about it.
Life or death situation this week. And I actually think that may have tripped some sort of nervous system in my body that has made my muscles lock up. Because I don't know how else to explain it. I didn't do anything. You know, some people when you're getting old, you slept wrong or you sneeze wrong and you literally can.
Yeah.
Nothing, dude. Nothing happened to me. It just started flaring up. And I think what brought it on was what happened this weekend. We went for a bike ride, me and my wife, and we took the two kids down downtown Pittsburgh. And dude, we're having a great time. We got the bikes under the bridge. I think it's the Liberty Bridge we come across, the bridge from Station Square.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
That bridge there. We went across there. There's a place you could rent bikes right below it. So we went there and we rode all the way up and then came back the Color Park and went back across the bridge. Well, when we came back to the Color Park, we got to the High Line and there's an elevator there, right? And I was like, cool, we're going to go into the elevator, ride the bikes into the elevator, take it up to the next floor, go in there, get some coffee, get the kids something to snack on and that. There's the one coffee shop up there. And we get to the elevator and I pull up first. My wife's behind me. So I pull up to the elevator, I hit the button, and I get the kids on the pull behind thing.
Right.
So I'm the stability. If I get off the bike, it tips over.
Everybody goes down.
Even if the kickstand wasn't strong enough to hold them up with their weight in it. So I had to stay on the bike. So I'm I pull up, hit the button, and I feel Lindy coming up to my right, but I hear some rustling in the garbage over here on the right of me. And I look over and there's this guy and he's laying on the ground. I don't know what he's trying to do with the garbage, but it's he's trying to it's one of those garbage cans that have the outside protection. It's got a grid so you could, there's slots. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to cut through the garbage on the bottom. And I just it sketched me out because I thought he was just using his hands.
Right.
So I didn't think anything of it, but I was just I want to make sure I keep this guy in my peripherals because I feel my wife coming up here. I got the kids back here. And she pulls up and out of nowhere, he just stands up and dude, this guy has a blade this long and he's just holding it in his hand looking at us. And he can't be if I'm on my bike here, you're where my wife was, he's right there where the edge of the TV is. And he's right Yeah, bro, he was right there.
Yeah, I can see why you're
holding a
tense.
knife.
Yeah, you're tense.
And so like I literally like grabbed Lindy and like pulled her bike this way, and like I'm stuck because I can't move. But like I'm in this panic mode, so I'm like pulling her this way. And I said to this dude, I was like
Don't
eye
move.
contact with him. You know what I mean? And I'm just like locked in, right? And he's just staring at me, and I'm just staring at him. And I get her on this side of me, and I was like, just go over there, and I'll meet you there. And she's obviously like spooked by this. And he like kind of starts to back away, and he's like, I was just trying to get something out of the garbage, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But like, there was just this weird tension, weird energy, the way he held the knife and like stood up
You
and
wasn't
looked at
going
us,
for it.
that I was just like, something's off. And I feel like my body just went into like full fight or flight. Like I'm gonna, like I'll just get stabbed right now if I have to. Like, you know what I mean?
Remember that move I taught you?
Yeah, dude.
Don't forget
I was
it.
ready to, dude. I was ready to do whatever I had to do. But like, I got to the other side of the brewery there, and I was like, I just need to like stop for a second because I was pretty freaked out, you know, to the point where I knew my nerves, like everything was shaking in my body, and it scared the crap out of me, bro. Like when you're in a helpless situation where there's like an immediate threat to like your,
For Shody, I'd have been, yeah.
I mean, your whole life, dude. Wife and kids are there with me. And it's like, what do you do? So I think that, and just, I woke up this morning and it was just fully locked up. So I don't know if I was like enduring some stress before that, just like work-related stress.
You
and just,
were
like,
tense as hell in that
what that
moment.
was.
I can't blame you. But I know for a fact you were locked in, like your whole body just tightened up.
yeah.
Like,
So I'm like working this thing, and this isn't just a prop. This is like, if I'm not constantly like working these muscles right now, I can't look anywhere. So if you want to get this podcast in, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just going to be absolutely picking at my back the entire time.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of want to know, like, what would be the first move you're gonna hit this man with? You don't get to your family, because like in my head automatically I can understand why you got tense, because anybody would have got tense in that moment, right? Like, yo, like you're next to my wife with a knife, back up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like in that situation, I know you're contemplating, okay, he has it here, I have to do
Oh,
this.
he had it in his right hand, and like I saw, dude, down to like the way he was gripping it. Like I could tell, like if he was adjusting it, like he was
Like about to do
about
something.
to do something, but I could tell. Honestly, like what made me not immediately spring into action was where he positioned himself with the knife, because he almost, like I could feel his sense of like, oh, I was hoping nobody would catch me going through this garbage can,
Right.
and it was almost embarrassment. No, for real, like it was like embarrassment, like where he was like damn, y'all caught. It was more like, y'all caught me, rather than like, oh, yo.
Right.
Why are you over here?
Right.
This is my garbage. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he was literally more like he was caught off guard as much. Dude, it was like when you run into like a deer in the wild, like you did. It was like we need to play that video for the podcast, because I don't know who was more like scared, was you or the deer. You defaulted to like trying to fight the deer. You're like literally you ever see that dude on Instagram? He's like Brother Nature. You're the opposite. You're his like evil twin.
Listen, I'll tell you right
What
now.
would Trey's like?
Oh, dude.
What would,
Do people
what,
understand what the deer are like in Pittsburgh?
what
I don't
would
think
Brother
y'all get it.
Nature's counterpart be?
Oh,
Brother Nature?
Yeah, you'd be like, Brother Hater.
brother hatred.
I don't know. Killer of nature. I don't know, because I was about to
See,
knock those deer out. I
were
told Bambi
literally-
straight up. Said, back up. Like, listen, we got to understand it right here, right now. You come this way, it ain't going the way you think, Doc. We going to be in here.
I wish when you caught that, like, it would have just attacked you just so you could just put it down.
Bro, I don't think you understand, though, bro. Like, the deer in the city of Pittsburgh are
know.
different from deer
Yeah.
than anywhere else in the entire nation.
Yeah.
City
'Cause
deer.
Bro, they're city, like they're legitimately city deer. I tell people about Pittsburgh all the time. They're like, what's different about Pittsburgh from anywhere else in the nation? I say that you can see a deer in the middle of the city, like in the smack dab in the middle, and they won't even budge. They'll look at you like you're stupid. So there's this baby buck, right? Like 2 days ago. I feel like they're trying me now. There's like 20 of them. And they just pull up, they hang out, don't say nothing. You can walk past these deer, almost smack them on the ass, and they're not gonna move, bro. Like, so there's this deer, right?
You're
He's
in their, you're in their like funnel.
I
Now
realize
they're moving
that.
you through like a board of like, all right, he didn't trip when we
It's
did
Trello.
this. Yeah, we
the
got
deer's
some
trello.
heat.
Yeah, got some chips out of his garbage can. He didn't catch us. Like they're seeing how far they can push you right now.
Right now, I think I'm in a position where I gotta feed one of them to like show them like we cool. You feel me? Because they be coming closer and closer to the crib. I don't think y'all understand. Like they basically on the steps. Like I walked out this morning and Cuz was just looking at me eating grass. Like,
Really, this morning?
bro, it's every morning.
Really?
Every morning, there's a bunch of deer out there
Yeah,
chilling.
they're waiting for you to. They're waiting for you to make a move.
Here's the thing,
Like,
though.
just invite them in, dude.
Yeah.
It's the one buck though. The one buck. So there's a baby buck,
Yeah.
and his points ain't there yet. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? He's a young
One morning,
pup.
you're just gonna go outside the house, and he's just gonna stand up from the garbage can with a knife and be like, "Ugh," yeah, like,
And you're gonna throw your
yeah,
back
and you're
out.
Gonna, and I'm gonna be like, "Here, dude, welcome to the podcast."
Bro, this one buck had me that scared though, Vinny. I was ready to be like, listen, either I'm gonna die here or we both gonna die
Oh
here.
wait,
You found it?
I think, oh, dude, right there.
Keep it there.
Oh,
keep it there.
yeah, dude. All right, we're just gonna hold it right on there.
Hold it there.
You guys hear me squeak over here? That's what's going on.
But this is a love story we need. Trey, like developing a relationship with his deer outside of his house. Like,
Yeah.
how great would that be?
Listen,
That would be so.
Oh,
if you
man,
guys
we
know
need
me, I'm the type of person I watch Discovery Channel and commentate the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So when I see these deer outside,
Yeah,
it's real life for
Trey,
me.
we need to get you like a way to brand these deer with like some AA logos.
Yeah,
like you
shave
just
'em
get
up.
you like some like hot metal AA
Oh, I said
carved
shave them, not hot metal.
No,
Brand them, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm just trying to brand these things.
Have you ever seen what is it called?
If we're the first podcast,
Walking around the city with AA branded deers.
Oh my
no,
god!
Could you
that's some
imagine?
shit. And listen, if a
Peter
hunter
Beyond
kills
his
one
ass.
of those deer and you turn it into a pair of shoes, now
Oh man, now we're
now
working.
we're talking
dude.
art, dude.
What's the
God.
people that
PETA's
will come?
gonna hate
PETA,
you.
there
Oh,
it is.
PETA's
They would,
gonna be
they would come after
pissed.
us immediately. That logo would no longer exist,
Now this
Yeah.
is it's
But
gonna
that's
get
good
us on the
branding,
map,
dude.
baby.
Yeah.
bro. But I can understand your intenseness, bro, because I can imagine right being in that position. There's another situation that's gonna make you tense. But I'm saying right now, though,
Be sensitive now.
I can't lie to you, bro.
I
There's
can't
this
take
big-
that phone call right now.
There's this big buck next to my house though, like no crap, bro. He's probably like got 8 points, and like he sits in this space where like if you walk up to him, he's not moving. Like there's nothing about this deer moving.
You met the you version of deer.
Seriously,
Just
bro.
stand in the ground.
Like, we
Like,
sat
he
there-
ain't gonna go nowhere.
Jesse,
So,
Jesse,
try him.
Vinny, I want y'all to see my
He's
face.
gonna box about it.
Me and this deer, because I gotta go up these steps.
Yeah.
And he knows I'm not turning around. Like I'm going up these steps. Me and this deer lock eyes for a good, felt like 30 minutes, but it was 30 seconds. And I'm just looking at him. And I'm just making faces to see if he'd move. And he just keeps looking at me like nothing's gonna happen. So I'm like, if I charge you right now, like you're not gonna budge.
Yeah.
Bro, I ran, here's the platform, here's the deer. I ran to the platform and he just looked at me.
Dude,
Said,
that's
do
so
something then.
great.
He didn't
I
move.
love this.
Didn't move. I felt like he was just like, do something, bitch.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna do nothing.
I want him to stand up and be like, we could either talk about it or box about it.
Bro,
And you're
listen.
gonna be like, we're going right to boxing.
I was
baby."
ready to box about it, bro. Like I was ready to, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about these deer in Pittsburgh, bro. But they ain't
What would you
scared
do
of
if you
shit.
chose box about it and then he was just like, and then like 4 more came out of the woods? It's just like-
That's do that again. What's
Oh
the
my
noise it would make?
God.
I think that's
Do
the
it
noise
ag-
deer
You
makes.
gotta do it
again?
again. Yeah, meh.
It's definitely what a deer.
And you see the whole
Dude,
team
if
come
you bring
out.
me to your house and I just throw out a few, you'll have a whole squad in the backyard.
Bro, I already got a whole squad. There's like a whole freaking family. There's
Maybe you
like
should-
30 of them.
Maybe you should get the Duolingo and try to figure out how to speak deer like
It
I
ain't
can.
going.
Get
It's,
them out of there,
not,
dude.
it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Let me hear your deer call.
Me.
That's pretty good.
Me.
That's pretty good.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know it by now, but they do it all freaking
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
But there's no bull crap, bro. Like 20 of them. And one of them got hit by a car, so he just limps around.
Oh man,
Bro, like,
You gotta
they got
save
a
his
real
ass,
story,
dude.
bro. I'm trying to tell
they were
you.
asking
know the
for
whole
help.
family, dude.
That's what they're doing. They're
Yeah,
like,
they're
"Yo,
like-
can you help us?" And you're
Yeah.
like, "We could box about it." And they're like, "We just want help, dude." Like, he's hurt. He got a broken leg.
hey, what they say? F them kids, F them deer.
Our friend's hurt.
Yeah. We're
He's
talking about
helpless.
branding it and stuff. Like,
He said he's really messed up back there. Can you just
Yeah.
help him
Yeah.
out? They don't care about that, though, bro. They leave that man behind every single day.
Yeah.
dude, you gotta start feeding.
We
him.
all have that friend.
You know?
We all have that friend that just,
He gets beat up for a
you
living.
know, he got hit by a car a couple times.
We got one in the office. We literally
Where
have
you
a
at?
person that was
What?
hit by a car in the office, came back to work. It was like, I just got hit by a car. Like, what is that? Is this normal? Like, you
Yeah,
said
can
it
we
like
also
it's
talk about the text he sent us last night when he was like, or was it last night? He was like, found my yearbook.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Graduated in 2021.
Is this freshly printed like the other day? You just got it?
Like, did you just get it in the mail?
no,
he just got his
definitely
final
got it in.
signature sent to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Kick, though. Kick doesn't understand. I really just don't think he
For
understands
those of you
about
listening,
certain
Kick
things.
is our
Life.
photographer, videographer. He's editing the podcast. He's behind the scenes on a lot of stuff. You may have seen him pop in a few episodes in the past, but the young kid that works with us, he's what, 20 now?
20.
12 and a half.
He's 20. Some days. But like the kid is super skilled, so shout out to
Yeah.
Kick. We're glad to have him as part of the
Good
team,
guy.
but we
Yes,
like to
sir.
mess with him sometimes because he's 20.
20.
And yeah, it's like an interesting dynamic. There is a lot of like, this is the most unique team I've ever been a part of.
By far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
By far.
And I don't think people really understand when I say like how much of a team we are, like, because everything started separate, right? With Athletic Aesthetic and like, you know, Jesse's brand, my brand with the shoes, like your brand that you know, when
Tyler.
you were speaking, Tyler's brand, you know, Swing was doing his own thing for a while. So I think like people see us together and they don't understand like really what we do. But man, there's a lot of days that go by where I talk to you guys more than I talk to my own family and my own, you know, kids. And so there's a lot of bonding that's happened here over the last, you know, few months as we've been really trying to grow this thing. And not when I say this thing, not just Athletic Aesthetic, but One Team Media. And for those of you listening that have, you know, maybe that's what we could talk about just a little bit is, you know, letting people know what we do.
sure.
Because I think people, you know, they watch our show and they think we just have cool friends that play sports and make art and we just sit down and talk to them about it on a daily basis, which for a while that is truly what I did and what I, you know, when I started the show, if you've been watching since day one, you know, back when I had the first back spasm, you were there for that. Like, dude, that was my life. I was just an artist and I started a show. But now, out of starting this show and out of, you know, your support for watching this show and everybody who's made this what it is, like I have a career in this and I get to do this every single day. And so like, you know, I don't think we've even really addressed that. We've hinted about One Team Media and like how we're part of One Team Media, but like you and I are directors at One Team Media. So it's our media company. It's,
For sure.
You know, I'm the creative director. You are, what's your title?
Director of Business Development and Growth and Sales.
Yeah, so wearing a couple hats. You know, we have Tyler on the team. He's director of our strategy. And we have Jesse, we have Kick, and we have Swing, and we're all grinding, man. We're all, you know, trying to make this thing something special and come together and pretty much do something nobody, I think, in the city of Pittsburgh's done on this level.
Right.
You know, I think there's a lot of creative agencies out there. I'm friends with a lot of them that do incredible work with brands throughout the city. And, you know, it's weird because it was like I always looked at them and thought, like, what do you guys do?
Right.
And now I'm in it and I'm like, why don't people understand what I do? And it's one of those things that I keep, you know, trying to remind myself that, like, you know, like it's not really everybody's it's not my responsibility to explain to everybody what I do.
Right.
But I do find myself feeling like I'm trying to justify myself a lot.
Right.
And I don't know if you carry that weight at all, but like when I go to family functions or, you know, for example, maybe that's also why I'm stressed out, man. I go to like, you know, talk to the family and it's really, you know, I don't really relate work-wise to a lot of people. So it's hard to have conversations about what I do because there's this like connotation of like what I do isn't like real work. And I don't know if that's something that I've processed and I need to get rid of, that I think other people think of me, or if I'm actually catching up on that vibe of, oh, you don't do real work. But man, we have real work that we do. We serve several clients. We do podcasts like this for other clients. We do, you know, social media content for business owners, for personal brands. So if you're watching this and you have a business or you know somebody who's in business that wants to do better content, do better podcasting, tell their story through podcasting. This is turning into a sales pitch here, but
Hey.
One Team Media, man, is like what we're building. So if you like Athletic Aesthetic and, you know, you've been watching it for a while and want to get in contact, man, we're here to help you guys make some media. You saw what we went from in the basement to this. So if you're, you know, if you're in a basement or wherever you are in between, we can get you to the next level. That's for sure.
Definitely, man. And there's definitely been a lot of different experiences I feel like we've both had since we started and really helping building this beautiful company that I think is going to do a lot of good things. One of the biggest things that I felt that's been really crazy as of lately, bro, is just the different type of people that we meet with, right? Like, for most people that don't know, like, we don't really talk about our wins here. Like, it doesn't happen often. We don't tell the world about it. But, like, there's experiences that I've had here already that I know for a fact 99.99% of my family have never experienced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just through being here and hanging out with great people and being around great people, man. Like, for example, we talked about it before, the King of Uganda. I know for a fact ain't nobody in my family ever going to meet the King of Uganda unless he comes to my birthday party. You know what I'm saying? Or even, for example, like, I've had the opportunity that I'm reaching out to a president's secretary just to get him on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that I never could have imagined doing without being here, right? But going back to what you were saying about possibly expressing to the people around you on what you do, I stopped trying. Because when you really try to, bro, like, one, they may not understand yet, right? And then two, they're still learning about what it actually means, right? So, like, you can't be mad at them, but like, what's the point of me going here and explaining to you what I do when I know for a fact you're gonna look at me like I'm crazy?
Yeah, and I mean, I think everybody probably feels like that to a certain extent, you know, like, and it's not even just with your career. It could be with, you know, if you're thinking about going to one school versus the other, if you're an athlete, or if you're, you know, thinking about staying another year or transferring if you're an athlete. Like, all these decisions you have to make in your life, I feel like I'm not alone in that, you know, sometimes you feel like you have to justify them to those around you. And I think the reminder today is that, like, you don't. And, like, you don't have to justify it. You just have to show up and be consistent and, you know, deliver on the things that you see,
100%.
you know, for yourself. And so, like, if your dream is to do something that people look at as crazy, that's probably a dream worth pursuing.
Right.
But just know that if you achieve it, like, that's the only time they're ever going to actually see what your vision was. Right. And maybe not even then. So it's like, you know, I just struggle with it sometimes too, because it's like, you know, there's so much weight to, like, you know, everything. Right. Life is just heavy. So, like, every minor thing feels like it has an avalanche effect in some other area of life. And I don't know if you've experienced that, but it's like, as soon as I feel like something really great happens, like, for example, just with this, like, I know I'm just, you know, it's a messed up kink in my back. So I'm not saying I'm, like, dying here, but, like, you know, I was like, man, I got to get in shape. I got to lose a little bit of weight. Like, I'm looking at myself. I'm like, I just want to be healthier, you know? And, I came up with, like, a plan for this week for what I'm going to do in the gym and, like, get after it. I'm all excited. And then I literally can't stand up.
Hey, Jesse, put the camera on me real quick. That shit said, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like, so, I mean, so maybe that's the whole episode today, dude, is just talking to people who, you know, you're trying to make this plan. It feels like along the way, you're just like, you just keep finding these knots, right? You keep finding these, like, things that you got to get over, dude. But I don't know what it is, man. But if you're out there, keep rubbing the knot, because that shit ain't going to work itself out, dude.
Well,
oh, boy.
I would agree with that, bro.
Is that like a slang term for something inappropriate?
I don't know.
I can make up some for you if you need it.
Rubbing the knot? That sounds naughty.
Sounds wild.
Sounds crazy. Pause.
Well, we'll leave it.
No diddy.
We'll leave it.
Nah, but for real though, man, like, there's a lot of obstacles that you're going to face, especially with us and everything that we're doing right now. Like, there's a lot of this, right? Up and down, up and down, up and down, man. But the more you're consistent, the more that those up and down moments become flatline. So what I try to do is just constantly remind myself of the people that I'm around and who I'm doing it with. Because and it's any occupation that you do, bro, there's times where, like, things feel so far difficult that nobody in your family can understand. There's nobody around you that can understand. You know what I mean? And as much as I want you to, it's hard to get you to. Yeah. So with that, man, it's nice to be around like-minded people who are all shooting at the same goal, because when we have those issues, we could talk to each other about those issues and then go and explain it to people that actually need to understand what we're going through. Like, a lot of you guys have wives, you feel me? So even I can imagine what that feels like to even try to explain it to them. Like, what are we doing?
It took a long time to, like, really paint the vision, you know, to my wife for what we're building. And I mean, there was a lot of times where I had no proof. You know, like, the vision was, this art's going to lead to an opportunity. Right. I didn't know what that opportunity was, or that it was ever coming. I just trusted that it would, and like, thank God it did. But
Facts.
like, you know, if it didn't, I'd be asking God, like, why did you tell me? Because I felt like the whole time I was really like in tune with what I was supposed to be doing. So if it didn't work out, that's the power of faith, dude. Is like, if you're really in touch with like a higher power,
For sure.
it does guide you, and it does give you that gut instinct on what you should do. And if you don't act on it, then it's on you. The outcome's on you if you don't act on it. But if you act on that, like Holy Spirit tug on your heart or whatever you want to call it, like, and it doesn't work out, you were supposed to learn a lesson or something. Because like, you don't get called to things that aren't that God's not going to meet you in the midst of to give you what you need to get to the next phase of it. So it's like, you know, I didn't think this is becoming like a deeper episode maybe, but like, you know, I think we have to recognize that the deeper your faith, the more it's going to allow you to lean into like make risky decisions or risky moves, or like have to like take that leap of faith, because you're like, dude, if this fails, I'm just going to go to God and be like, why did you tell me to do that? And then guess what? I'll probably be shown a lesson that I learned in the midst of that failure. And I'll be like, oh, cool. So that's why you wanted me to learn that. Now I can do this. Like, the things you get called to don't stop if you keep leaning into them.
Come on.
So I think people just keep leaning away from the calling, and then that's what happens. They get stuck in these like repetitive loops of that calling never ends. It just lingers. And then I think it actually gets old and stale. That's like another thing.
Do you remember the conversation that we had directly after we met for the first time? Like, your biggest fear with all this? It was
I
like,
don't know, maybe.
I'll never forget the conversation. I remember it. I'm just asking you if you do. But I remember you saying, you was like, bro, this feels way too good to be true.
Yeah.
And I'm just praying that you guys aren't the opposite of what I think you guys are. And I remember exactly what I said to you. I said, you trust God? You was like, of course. And I was like, then you're good to go. Now, bro, it almost feels like the worlds are reversed at times. But like, now seeing how it's all turning out, bro, I want to know how you feel, bro, because I remember what you used to be. And now knowing you, how far we've both come, how far this whole thing that we've been doing has come. Tell me what your heart feels now, bro. Like,
I feel like a completely different person from the person who sat down and did episode 1. I feel like a completely different person from the person who sat down and did episode 25.
Right.
Like, I feel like this this whole thing has been uncomfortable for me. Like, it's been terrifying for me, to be honest with you, dude. Like, the easy route for me is not this.
right.
I wasn't born in like a media like realm, or I didn't, you know, I didn't know anything about podcasting. I literally just listened to them. And I didn't know anything about content creation other than, luckily I did shoes, so like it was kind of already interesting. You know, so like it's easy to make content around painting shoes and painting, you know, something. It's interesting content in its nature. Now it's like, you know, how do you make content for businesses that, you know, you have to bring the creativity.
Right.
You have to like show up, and that's why you're there. Is because they're like, we don't want to focus on the creativity. Tell us, you know, what we need to do. Guide us through, you know, what to say, how to say it. Coach people to be creative.
No, for sure.
And like, I feel like that has forced me to become a different person. Like, there's people like really relying on me, and I take it serious. You know, there's people that invest hard-earned money from their business into One Team Media to get a result. And whether that result is more clients or more people being aware of their brand, or, you know, whatever that result may be, like, they're investing money into it. So I don't take that lightly. And so I'm on a, you know, trajectory right now where like, dude, I think that's also playing into this too. Like, I'll be on my ride home, and I'm just like constantly like watching or listening to like I'm never just like shutting it down. I think I need to do better at that. I'm always trying to like, I feel like I can't grow fast enough. And I'm like, it's not a lack of effort.
Right.
It's literally just like, I feel like I'm drinking from a fire hydrant, and I just can't consume it all. So I like never want to put it down. But what I'm also learning is that like in putting it down, you create more space to be able to consume more.
Ooh.
And like, people,
say that again, Vinny, because I don't think they heard you, bro. Say it for the people in the back.
well, I don't know exactly what I said, but what I what I said, what I was trying to say was like, I think people are afraid to stop turning the hamster wheel and like step off and like stretch, but like in stretching, it'll allow when you get back on the wheel to go a little more smooth. And I think that I'm learning that the hard way right now. Like God's like forcing me to
Slow down,
dude. And I'm gonna listen. So I'm gonna get my work done, and then I'm gonna relax, and I'm gonna, go home today. I'm gonna eat dinner with my family, and I'm gonna, not stay the extra hour or two. It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna get the work done. It's just that like I gotta listen to my body. And there's weeks where I'm gonna have to stay the extra hour or two. I'm gonna stay till midnight. I'm gonna have to do whatever I gotta do, pull the all-nighter to get it done. But like if I'm not rested and ready to do that, I'm not gonna be able to. So
Oh my goodness, Vinny, you just made me happy.
Translate that to sports, translate that to art, whatever you want to do in your life. But it sucks that I'm like so hard-headed that it has to like get to this point before
you are extremely hard-headed. I love you. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
I love you. But you the type of dude, you got to burn your hand at least 10 times before you're like, that's hot.
Yeah, because if I burn my hand and I'm like, are you just brainwashing me into thinking my hand hurts?
Fuck no. Who trained
does
you
it
like
really hurt?
Are you really, is this really painful?
Yeah.
This isn't painful. This pain is just something on your mind.
Yeah. You probably just want me to take some sort of medicine because you probably make money off that medicine. Like my brain just automatically goes so dark.
That all the time.
Nah, but it's seriously, it feels good, man, because I can even feel myself rejuvenated after having technically like a 3-day weekend or a 4-day weekend?
It was 3-day weekend.
3-day weekend, right? So like for me, bro, it's like you almost have to give yourself a chance to stretch and get re-energized. Because if you try to force it, bro, like at times, like you said, God will put you in a position where he's like, you're gonna slow down because I told you so. Right?
Yeah.
And I also think it's about learning different creative ways. Here goes that word, creative ways of working. Right? Because I've now found that like majority of my work now knowing what I can be doing, I can do on my phone. Right? So like I literally even this weekend, like I've done things that were for work, but then I was like, okay, it's me time. Right? So then you turn off the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, man, it's been finding different ways to remain working, but at the same time, finding different ways to get relaxed and to get peace and to find peace. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't afford to give myself 100% of everything that I'm doing into my job, because then there's nothing left for me. There's nothing left for my family. There's nothing left for my friends. And I can give my 100%.
Well, see, that's, I think, why I'm breaking down physically now is because I've been like trying to show up for all those and let none of them fall. So like now I'm the broken piece because it's like I needed rest this weekend.
Felt good, didn't it?
No, I didn't get any.
Oh.
Like I was like, I'm gonna make the most out of 3 days with my kids. Mm-hmm. So we did everything. We we went for that bike ride, and then I feel like I'm like, all right, this is great. It's gonna be super relaxing. And then I can't.
You need a dumpster diver.
Yeah, and then I had to like fight a guy off with a knife, and then.
Damn.
That's 100% why you're in.
That's 1000%.
Position. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like that, you probably got so tense between also grabbing Lindy back. So were you using that arm or was it the other one?
She was on this side. I kind of black out, so I don't really remember.
Dude,
I didn't really like grab her and force her.
No, I didn't mean it that way.
I was trying to like de-escalate and
you
not.
did, Jesse.
Well, no, I meant like because you're blacking out in this situation.
I was like more so like, hey, go this way, and I was trying not to alarm that guy.
Right.
So I was trying to remain really calm to her and not freak her out too. So because if she freaks out and turns towards him, who knows what he does.
Now it's cracking.
So now like I'm like, hey, so I literally started. And I was like, just come up. I was like, hey, just go straight through there, and I'll meet you on the other side. And she's like, what? I'm like, ride your bike on the other side of this elevator, and I'll meet you over there. And she's like, why? And I'm like, and then at this point, she turns around, and that's when she sees him. So now I'm just like, all right,
you're tense
I'm ready,
as hell.
dude.
Yeah.
And I think that it genuinely tripped something in me, and I'm like, gonna have to go get something checked out, but. Dude, if you're stressed out there, take the time you need because you don't want to get to the breaking point, dude.
Man,
because the breaking point ain't fun.
How do you feel now that you're at the breaking point? You ready to actually take care of yourself, huh?
Dude, all I'm saying is once I can turn my neck, this company's about to go crazy. Once I can if I can edit a clip without being in excruciating pain, it's over. Like,
What's up then?
yeah.
That's how I
Wait till
see
I
it.
can look left and right.
Bro, you ever like create like a false enemy in your head just to turn you up real quick? Like for me, I be just creating random challenges in my head. Like, oh yeah, this dude said that you wasn't shitting back in 2012. What you gonna do about it now? Yeah, I'm that type of guy. Like, especially with this stuff that I have no idea what I'm talking about. Like this sales life, I'm becoming new into it.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well,
it's
you're not
different.
a natural sales guy. That's what's going to be like working to our benefit is that, like, you're not reaching out to people because you're a sales guy. You have genuine relationships with a lot of people who need media and need help. And, like, we can help them. And so it's like, it's a no-brainer, you know, in my opinion, it's a no-brainer to work with us because everyone I've talked to, I've realized either they're tired of paying for agencies who make just, you know, AI type of, I mean, I'm not saying we don't use AI, and I'm not saying that like that's not a, you know, a tool for expediting the process of creating content, but like there's companies that's all they have to offer is running through an AI software and spitting out whatever it is, giving it to you and charging you a couple grand a month. So it's like, you know, if you want a genuine experience of making media, I think that's something we can help with, and we're really good at, you know, pulling your story of why you do what you do, how it's different, you know, why people would want to work with you out of that, and then, you know, but that's something you only get with people. So
100%, bro. I'm having fun with it, bro. It's definitely a new learning process. I've created my own systems and everything in between. So it's definitely a fun thing that I think that we're doing. But if you are listening to this, man, like get with people who care about their creativity and care enough about their creativity that will do great for your business. And the reason why I say that is because you do see a lot of those different things, right? A lot of people are using AI now, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you lose that sense of creativity.
yeah, it just can't be the whole business.
Can't be. It won't work.
Unless it's marketed as the whole bit. Like unless you're saying this is an AI software that helps with this.
Exactly.
Then that can be your whole business. But if you are a marketing team, and listen, I'm probably going to, you know, people are probably going to be like, wow, he just, like, dumb. Because there's definitely successful marketing programs out there that use nothing but AI. So to say that it doesn't work, it's not true. It does work. But like if you want a personal touch on your media and on like the content that you create, if you're an athlete, a business owner, whatever, like you need creatives who, you know, can take your vision and bring it to life.
I agree.
And that's what we're good at. So
that's what I definitely agree.
You know, keep doing that, and hopefully next week when we come back, I can look at you and not side eye you the whole episode.
Feel like
Jesse, I can't even think about looking at you over there, dog. You're lucky these chairs swivel or else I'll.
Look how long it took him just to look at you.
I know. I've been making faces
dude,
the whole time.
Feel so. All right, I'm just gonna.
Okay, listen. Should we end this episode real quick?
It feels good when I do that, actually.
Jesse.
This is what it looks like to work hard. All right?
Yeah.
Jesse, end the episode.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, tell 'em you
subscribe, follow,
comment.
Yeah, we passed up 1,000 followers on Instagram, so thank you guys. Appreciate you.
It's all about you. It's all about you.
Yeah. This is Athletic Aesthetic, right?
And we love you.
Oh.